Okay, how you guys doing?
Great.
Okay, now we're getting a little heavier.
Peter?
Yes.
So if the average person has 100 friends,
Yes.
it's safe to say that if you have the people who you have you're friends with are generally people who have a similar interest, and that's why you talk.
Yes.
Hey, you know, you're my friend, and I know you like this because I like this, so I
Right.
send it to you. So if you have 100 friends,
Yeah.
and you post something that they all kind of like, you're actually hitting 10,000 people.
That's
because
right.
You've got
That's
100.
right. It goes viral. If it's really cool, something really cool, it gets passed and passed and passed and passed. And you end up with 44 million views. Okay. Social media roles. I think it's important to understand each platform and what it's really good at. Let's start with your news blog. So the news blog is something that should live on your website, and it's a place where you can log in and post what's happening in your organization that you think might be of interest to your customers. It builds trust because if I'm a human being and I land on your website and you're staying current with your news, right? Then I see that stuff is happening in your site, you're in your business, in your organization. And I might be interested in some of the stuff that's happening, and I might decide to participate. It builds trust. It also, the news blog attracts, the other side of the news blog is it attracts Google searches like crazy. Each article, and I'll demonstrate this in a little bit, each article that you publish on your news blog, on your website, becomes a magnet for a specific Google search, right? So I'm going to pick on a hardware store again. So if I publish a getting ready for winter article in New Hampshire, let's say, right? Getting ready for winter in New Hampshire. And somebody Googles getting ready winter in New Hampshire, where are they going to land on? They might very well land straight on that article. And Google will send people to the article, not to the homepage, but to the article, which is part of the website. Does that make sense? So the news blog. I'll give it away now. This is the thing you should be doing. This is the one thing. If you're going to do anything, is start a news blog on your site. It is the foundation of social media today. Part of the reason why is because it's so shareable. Your articles, that your news, whatever it is that you publish on your site, it's easily shared in social media. Google picks it up, and the humans that land on your website trust you. It's the home run.
Why do they trust you?
If you're I'll just make something up. If you're an expert in your area and you're writing good articles on how-to articles and tips and make sure you do this and do that, and I land on your site and I'm interested in this area and I see that you're publishing these articles and I'm reading them, it's a very transparent way for me to see how deep your knowledge goes on very specific subjects that interest me, and that builds trust. And then I might decide, maybe I'll take the next step and subscribe by email to your news blog, or if it's connected to a Facebook page and that's how I want to, and you're feeding your blog into your Facebook page, which you can do. I might subscribe there depending on how I want to consume your information.
So the trust is automatic.
The trust is automatic. It's better than not having any information on your site. But you can't just put up a blog and just start throwing stuff against the wall. You really need to think about what's my organization really good at? What kind of information do we really want to get out there so that it interests our target? And then once you figure that out, you start testing it. And if you're following your metrics, Google Analytics or whatnot, you'll see, and in social media, you'll see what starts to get passed around. You'll see what Google starts to rank in search. You'll find out more information that helps you define what you want to write about. And I'm going to...
It's sort of like your storefront. If you've got a retail business, for example, somebody pulls up to parts their car and walks up to it, they don't like the looks of it. They might not even come in. So by how you present yourself, you already built some trust. This place looks good. There's stuff in the windows. There's some reason for me to come inside. Similarly, that's how it works. The blog works in that way. If you're putting out good information, pique somebody's interest with something they're interested in. You're setting yourself for that first step through the door, and then it builds from there.
It's a good answer. And also, to add to it, the statistic is that for every blog article that goes online, it gets read, let's say for every 6 times it gets read, 5 of those times are on other website properties. They're not reading your article on your site. Blogs are distributed. There's something called RSS, really simple syndication, and it gets distributed throughout the web into blog directories and Facebook. People tweet it. So it's not just about your website. In fact, a good blog is one that's way more off the site than other properties, but it will eventually lead people back to your website. But that's a common, if you want to talk about, that's a creative conversation. Talk about what's your organization do, what's your specialty, what are your clients, what are your clients interested in, and pick a focus and really write towards that focus.
Well, when you were talking about transparency,
Yeah.
to get that trust,
Yeah.
I mean, the process doesn't begin when you arrive. The process begins after you've digested the information and have made some sort of interaction.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, but I've been to a lot of blogs and a lot of websites, and there's a fair amount of manure out there that,
Most of it.
when you're looking to
Yeah.
build that trust,
Yeah.
what makes the difference? If you're going to do what you would call transparency, there still has to be some sort of connective interaction
A catch,
that
like a-
validates the trust. You're going to say that this product does this and all these kind of fun things.
Right.
That's an interesting article. I pass it along, and then we find out that what you said was a lot of nonsense. So I mean, it goes viral one way in a positive spin, but it can also go viral the other way
Absolutely.
in the pushback.
Absolutely.
From where that comes. But I'm just trying to look for how you build that trust, whether you're a retail location or a business or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of a transaction that happens in order to validate that, okay, this is okay,
Right.
somewhere.
Right. Well, it starts with delivering the information, and then the next step is to gain subscribers or followers in some fashion, and then the next step is for them to build enough trust to say, yeah, I think I'll try that, and then they'll pass that on. So, and it takes time. It's like anything, you meet somebody at a chamber event a few times, and then the 5th time, you maybe have some trust with them. It's
Well, I
takes
mean,
time.
the numbers are, really impressive when there's, 500 million, so on and so forth. There's a lot of connection, but there's not necessarily a lot of communication. And the communication is only going to come with that trust.
Yeah, most of the communication is actually silence, reading. Like Twitter, 80% of people that follow things on Twitter are really using it as a news feed. They're just feeding the New York Times in and their baseball blog and whatever, and it becomes. So yeah, it's a challenge, and that's a conversation I'd love to have with you. I mean, it's a good creative conversation. Okay. Yeah. What? What? 5 minutes? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness.
It's like Twitter, quick.
Can I have 15? No. All right. Facebook. Facebook is a participatory space, right? This is the place where people are talking. You're logged in. You're seeing things happen. You're hitting the like button. You're passing it. YouTube is the condenser. I call it the closer. If you want to get your message across, produce it. In fact, I'll give you a super secret. It's not so secret anymore. Methodology to make your blogging strategy hyper efficient. So this is what you do, especially if you're sort of in the contracting trade, if you're a landscaper, or you run a plumbing business or whatnot, or any kind of a visual business, is get a smartphone, right, that has a video camera built into it, right, and you have a smartphone, and when you're at the house or you're I was talking to a chiropractor the other day who was giving me advice. It's like just set up your camera so that you can quickly film something while you're talking about it, right? For a minute, maybe 2. Okay. On the phone, upload that video to your YouTube channel instantly, right, while you're standing there. And then the secret is you go to an address called castingwords.com. It's a transcription service, right? Castingwords.com. And you copy the URL, the address of the YouTube video, into Casting Words. They will transcribe it for $1.50 or $2.25 or something like that. And then you take that video, put it on your blog, take the audio transcription, and put it on your blog. You'll have a video and a written text for your blog in 5 or 10 minutes. And you can edit it from there. Yes? You're panicking over there.
I am. Okay, I'm talking to Walter and I have this phone in his face, and then I upload. Don't I have to get somebody's permission?
You're a real estate broker,
Don't
and
I
you
get-
put a new listing out. You come to the house, you
Yeah.
video the house.
Did you get permission or something to do this?
Oh, the owners will love you for it. Sure, it's how you market the house. Yeah. Twitter, what's happening now? All right, use one or more. I'm way out of time. All right, we talked about the blog, and let me just show you how powerful this is. One article, Google Mag. So let's see, Franklin train station. We have a client in Franklin, Massachusetts. He's a real estate broker. He wants to own the town of Franklin for real estate, and he's gone and taken pictures of every landmark, every school, every statue, everything, including the train station. And here he is, after the MBTA links, here he is. So if I did a search for Franklin train station, I find a real estate broker who's not only written about it, but put a whole bunch of pictures up about it. So Google loves news blogs. Write stuff, right? In your sweet spot, in your area of expertise.
So if somebody's looking for the drain, it doesn't mean they're looking to buy a house.
It's an example. No,
Okay.
but again, it's a long-term. Hey, I didn't even know about this broker, and maybe like these guys, just okay. Most people don't have a broker, so they're looking to trust somebody that will help. You never know where it comes from.
Isn't that one of the things that searches if you get a lot of junk? If you're looking for a train, if you're a broker, it's like, wow,
I won't disagree with you on that. Let's show you another one, St. Paul real estate. So if you do a search for St. Paul real estate, hugely competitive term. St. Paul, pretty good city, real estate. What do you get? Number one organic search here is St. Paul real estate blog. And this is a blog that has a sort of a mix of articles. Insurance policy, I can't read this. This is something about art. They're publishing articles that are a mixture of real estate specific. Here's a weather one, foreclosure process. It's sort of a mix of lifestyle and what's going on in real estate in this area. It's the number one response, and it's a blog. They are happy. It's working for them.